Okay, this is part two of dealing with the sole trader final accounts. So we've now put all of our numbers in. We can now go ahead and finish off the rest of the question and see, can we get it to balance? Now, before I even start into this, if it doesn't balance, don't waste time on it because you've got enough other questions to be dealing with. I notice here that I've left out, for example, financial fixed assets, left out investment. So there's one mistake already. So don't get bogged down if you have left a couple of things like that out. It's inevitable when you're rushing through it quickly that you might. If you had 10-15 minutes extra, then you would be able to fix it, but at this stage I wouldn't worry about it. So I'm just going to put let's see, 30, 32, 9, 20. Just going to put that figure there because we'll be adding all of this up together now. So let's put our sales figure in. We know sales wasn't changed. Person sales is 695. We hadn't dealt with sales already. Opening stock 64,200. So we add our opening stock and the adjusted purchases figure, and then our closing stock, we'll take that away, and we get our gross profit. Now, I'm not going to do any more maths for a minute. I'm just going to put all of the rest of the things into the right place that they go. So we have our buildings have been dealt with: vans, investment, mortgage, patents, debtors and creditors. Debtors is 50, and we have dealt with creditors 110. So debtors 50, and let's see, next one, person sales stock. We've dealt with advertising, 2.5 grand as a distribution expense. And provision for bad debts is 1,400, so I'm going to put that in here. Discount net. Now, this discount is either an income or an expense, but because it's in the debit column, it must be an expense. So discounts is money let off customers, so I'm going to put that in my distribution expense. Rent is 10 grand as administration. Mortgage we've dealt with. Put it in, yes we have. Insurance is 5,750, that's an expense, an administration expense. VAT. So VAT is either money that we're owed back or we owe to the government. Because it's on the credit side, it's money we owe, so it's a liability. Bank we've dealt with, PRSI we've dealt with, drawings we've dealt with, and capital is 530. So we can go and deal with the rest of the question. So we have our other incomes. So we'll add that on to our gross profit, and then we're going to take away from that all of our expenses. So we'll add all of our expenses together. Take that figure away from the figure above, and that gives us our net profit. Now in this case it doesn't mention taxation, so I'm going to ignore taxation. So that's our net profit. So that 58, that's on D34, I'll add that in here. So I'll have my capital plus my profit, and then minus my drawings. Long-term liabilities, we did have a mortgage. Again, something else I forgot to put in, and this is why, by putting the basic structure down first, spending 5 minutes putting the blank structure of the question down, means that you're likely to spot if you've missed something like I just have there now. And the mortgage was 200 grand. So moving up here to get the total of the assets. So that's the total fixed assets. Now we move to our current assets. Current liabilities. So the working capital is the current assets. Take away the current liabilities, so you end up with a minus figure in this case. And we add the fixed assets and the current assets. And if we've done it right, then these two figures should actually be the same. So I'm going to spend literally 1 minute here to see is there any obvious number that I'm missing, because the two are not the same. So I just take the two away and see. So the figure is 90 euro. So somewhere in here, I can't remember 90 euro coming up as a number in the question. So at that stage, I'm just going to leave it. The only other thing I should be doing really is putting my headings up here. You do get marks in the exam. So that's trading profit and loss of Mike McMahon, okay, for year end of 31st December 2013, and balance sheet of Mike McMahon at 31st December 2013. Okay, I hope that makes sense.